we're like frightened turtles, you know.
I know.
Like we poke our heads out, and with any sign of danger, we go right back into our shells. That's it.
It's so stupid.
And then we sit here on our high horse and shit talk everybody we possibly can. Welcome back to Asinine Radio, a weekly podcast where we talk about music, and, well, that's pretty much it. So, let's go!
What's going on with you?
I was munching on Toasties before this, and I thought of what kind of game we could play. We could play how many Toasties could you fit in your mouth without chewing. And then I thought, how would we really enforce the no chewing policy? And then I thought, what if I just bought a decibel meter that would measure like how many decibels you're omitting or whatever. And then I was thinking, what other games could we play? And then I thought, how fast can you get down the stairs? And how quietly you could get down the stairs. And we could like race down the stairs, and whoever got down the fastest and also the quietest would win in general.
Wow, that is so stupid.
Those are good games though, right?
I mean, I would be down to try them, absolutely. But this is also like some shit it's some shit we would have come up with when we were like 8 years old.
Dude, how fast you can get down the stairs, and also how quiet you could. These are games I would play.
Oh my god, that is so stupid. But I'd be down too. I would be down to play that. Absolutely.
Okay.
All right. Asinine Radio. That's what this podcast is. We are called Asinine Radio. We're the podcast where every week we take a different album from a different band. We break it down. We do all the research we can. We find out all the secrets, and we let you guys know about it all. And we try to have fun doing it. So my name is Tyler, and way out there, hundreds of miles away, is Jeff. While you're listening, go to Apple Podcasts, go rate, review, and subscribe to us on there. Give us 5 stars. We really would appreciate that. All of our social media is at Asinine Radio, so that's on Instagram, Twitter, Facebook, all that good stuff. Get into that. We have a Discord channel or a Discord server. If you want to join that, let us know. We'll send you the link. And we also have a phone number you can call, leave us a voicemail, send us a text message. We'll probably talk about it on the pod. We might even take it into consideration and, fucking do an album you want us to do. And that phone number is 503-893-5307. Get into that. Now, Jeff, what fucking album, or what are we doing today? What do we got?
We're doing Insomniac by Green Day.
Now, Jeff, what is your origin story with Green Day? What do you got? Go.
My origin story with Green Day is Dookie. I first heard Dookie through my mom. She, for whatever reason, she had a lot of this early 90s punk stuffs, and Dookie was the first thing that I heard. But honestly, I liked Dookie a lot. I thought it was great. I thought it was cool. But it wasn't until Insomniac that I really buckled down on Dookie. When I heard Insomniac, I was like, okay, this is way different than what Dookie was. I don't like it as much. It's a little too much for me, for my little virgin ears. Let me get back to Dookie. And so it wasn't until like way later that I really doubled down on Insomniac and was just kind of really, really blown away by it. I think after Nimrod, and then when Warning hit, then I was really, really, I don't know, engaged with Insomniac and wanted to listen more and appreciate it more. And it's just, it's one of those albums that, besides one song on Insomniac that I've realized this week, every single song I know more than I do like Dookie and Nimrod for that. Yeah.
Huh.
And it made me think like I think I've listened to Insomniac more than I have Dookie or Nimrod, because I had the albums, I had the CDs to both. And just because Insomniac was just so weird to me, but still in a good way, still in a catchy Dookie way, I listened over and over and over. And I think with Dookie, the reason why like Coming Clean and Sassafras aren't as stand out to me is because of the bangers on Dookie. Like Longview and Basket Case are historic, and they're more historic than anything besides like Brain Stew on Insomniac, and that's just the way it is. So I think because I know Dookie has those huge historic numbers, that's why I've subconsciously overwritten a lot of these secondary songs, which are still fucking bangers. And Dookie's a phenomenal album. But I think that's just why Insomniac always resonated a little bit more with me than Dookie ever has.
Okay, that's weird. That's so weird to me. All right, so that's your origin story.
That's it.
So with mine, Dookie was my introduction to the band. I remember hearing When I Come Around for the first time. That was what hooked me. I don't remember if it was my cousin. It had to have been my cousin. He was into Green Day, so I was into it. And Dookie was the first CD I ever got. And I listened to it. I can't even tell you how many times I fucking listened to that CD or that record. It's been so ingrained in my life. It's so weird to even think about. Since I was 7, 8 years old until now, like Dookie has always been there. It's crazy. And then from there, just being so obsessed with that record, I never knew Insomniac came out because I didn't know how music worked at the time. I didn't know that, a band would continue to make songs or albums for that matter. And so I never knew about Insomniac. And then the song Good Riddance came out, and then I realized, oh, they're still a band. So then I got Nimrod. And it wasn't until a few years later that I actually got Insomniac. So I had already been so obsessed with Dookie and Nimrod and a little bit of Kerplunk before I even got into Insomniac, and which is so weird. And yet now Insomniac is just one of my favorites. It's top 2. It's been in my top 2 since I first heard it. It's a louder, faster, more aggressive, more refined version of Dookie, and I love it. I fucking love it. It's not as catchy in some parts, but otherwise it's fantastic. So that's kind of my origin story with Green Day and the record, and yeah, there you go. Do we have any stinkers on this record?
No, come on, that's silly.
Yeah, I agree. No
that's
stinkers.
Silly boy talk. No
stinkers at all. Should we get into our 1Bs, or should we go into Brain Stew, considering we already played it?
Yeah, let's get into Brain Stew, because Brain Stew is, so when I talk about Brain Stew, and probably when we talk about Brain Stew, it's also Jaded. You got to talk about both at the same time, because they do complement each other in ways that most songs try to achieve, in the way Boulevard of Broken Dreams tried to achieve. But whereas Jaded is less than 2 minutes, Boulevard is 4.5 minutes.
Yeah.
So Brain Stew, let's get into Brain Stew. That's my 3B, but it also includes Jaded.
Okay, so Jaded is my 1B. Okay. Jaded's 1B.
Oh, you did separate them. That's cool. That makes sense. Well,
they're 2 different songs technically.
If you take 5 plus 1 and divide it by 2, the average is a 3B. So we're on the same page.
Okay.
No, because we are. Jaded is your 1B and Brain Stew is your 5. 5 plus 1 is 6. Divided by 2 is 3.
You just go down the middle. Yeah, it's 3. Yeah.
The median, the average, in this case, is both the same, and it's Jaded and Brain Stew.
Yeah, correct.
In that order.
All right. So, and obviously both songs are very different. I mean, Brain Stew is it's probably I think it's the slowest song on the record.
100% the slowest song on the record. And it's the only song on the record that has a lot of silence. There's a couple other songs that have a little bit of silence, but if you took out Brain Stew from this record, it would be fine. Like it would be okay. It would be fine, and like this record would flow nicely. If you took out Jaded, I think Brain Stew would be a little bit weird going into Westbound Sign. I think Brain Stew needs Jaded more than Jaded needs Brain Stew, but True. I think Jaded is like the Tom verse of I Miss You, whereas Brain Stew is like the Mark verse of I Miss You, whereas like the Mark verse perfectly sets up the Tom verse.
Yes, yeah, that's good. That's actually a really good comparison. I like that.
Like you could have Jaded without Brain Stew, and you can have Brain Stew without Jaded, I guess, but
It wouldn't have that same kick and that same punch.
Like Jaded needs Brain Stew more than Brain Stew needs Jaded, but Jaded on its own is better than Brain Stew on its own.
Yeah. I mean, just the way Brain Stew kind of just fades out at the end, and then it goes straight into that riff in Jaded. Oh, dude, it's so good. It's so exciting, and even like when you hear it on the radio, they always play Jaded after. You got to play it.
They fucking better. If a radio station's worth its weight in salt in any capacity, they'll play Jaded after Brain Stew.
Mm-hmm.
So
absolutely.
Yeah, it's a banger, and god damn, like they're just so fucking good on an album that is already so goddamn good.
Yeah, and Brain Stew, the first 35, 40 seconds of the song, it's just Billy Joe, just his vocals and his guitar. There's nothing else. And then throw that in with the silence in between. No song could pull, like very few songs could pull that off. It's so basic. It's so elementary. It's unbelievable how well it works. And then even when everybody else comes in, when Trey and Mike come in, even there's still a lot of silence even when they come in, because obviously Mike's just playing what Billy is, but even Trey's drum parts, he's just hitting the hi-hat during the quiet parts, so it still has this crazy loud and quiet parts throughout it, and it's perfect. And then also that chord progression is literally the same thing in the verse and the chorus.
Yeah,
same exact chord progression.
It's like a warm-up song. It's like a warm-up song. They wrote a song around, and it's weird how it comes in so heavy. And there are other songs on this album that are way too heavy for the melody. And this one is an example of it being really, really heavy, really, really crunchy, really, really quiet. And then when Billy comes in, he's also very quiet. He doesn't come in hard at all. Not aggressive. He's not hard. Yeah. It's very withdrawn. It's very in the background. He's still letting that riff just ride. And it's not until he's hitting those like palm muted, like left hand palm muted, like those chicka chickas. Yeah. It's not until then that the song really gets legs. But by that time, like we're done. And then it goes into Jaded. It's just such a perfectly it's such a perfectly well crafted song that's based around such a childish 8th grade guitar riff.
Yeah, and you know what I love about Brain Stew as well is I think maybe he only does it once. He might do it twice. But the part leading into the chorus, when he goes boom, you hear him like go up and down the neck real quick.
Yeah.
Just oh my god, dude! I've always loved that sound. I've always loved that stupid trick. It's not a trick. It's just a stupid thing that guitar players do. But I think it sounds so cool, and it sounds so perfect in this song. Well,
the difference here is when lead guitar players do it, it's always in the midst of a guitar solo. It's always like Jerry Garcia did it a lot, and it was just something he did. But like here, Billy Joe. At this point, we don't know he can shred. If you're just following album by album by album, we don't know Billy Joe can shred yet. Dude, if you listen to any of the Green Day albums only and nothing live, like you may never know Billy Joe can shred the way he does. You may never know. He's amazing. And that little trick that he does is something like lead guitarists do in the midst of a solo. And the fact that he does it in the midst of a very generic, basic, decrescendo guitar line is
to transition into the chorus too.
It's fucking stupid, which is essentially the same thing, right? Yeah, it's the same thing over and over and over, and he pulls these little tricks. And God, this album, like you said earlier, like Warning is a good fuck you album to like music as a whole almost, and everything. What I think Insomniac is a perfect fuck you album to essentially the punkers, the haters.
I think so too. Yeah. Then I feel like that's kind of why they wrote this record, was to kind of say fuck you to being banned from Gilman, but then also this album, kind of reading more about this record, I kind of felt that this is them kind of wanting to be cool, like they want to be cool with the punkers. Like I feel like this band has a constant issue with identity crisis. Like they're always they just never know what they want to be or who they want to impress, and it's weird. Like you see it with this record, you see it with Warning, you see it especially with American Idiot, and then 21st Century, and what's Revolution Radio and Father of All. Like they're always trying to like say like fuck you, but we kind of want to be back in whatever scene we were in before, or at some point in time. Like they never really know what they want.
See, I think
from a scene.
I 100% agree, except for this album, because I think Kerplunk wanted to be Dookie. I think Dookie wanted to be Dookie, and they finally got it. But I think Insomniac wanted to be 39 Smooth, whereas I think everything else wanted to be bigger. They wrote American Idiot because they liked being famous. Nimrod kind of wanted to be American Idiot. That's why they like Time of Your Life is so cheesy and like arguably like the cheesiest thing they've ever, besides 21 Guns, like Time of Your Life is like the cheesiest thing they've ever done.
Yeah, but that song is still really good.
It is, but it is a good song. And it's because it's so early in the career where they embraced just a very acoustic format and didn't overproduce it or anything like that. And like Revolution Radio is still trying to be something else, right? I think Insomniac was just trying to be like, Insomniac is a better 39 Smooth than 39 Smooth was. And that's
okay.
Because people think like, again, like when I said in the rankings, like there's a lot of forums that I was reading like, oh, Greenie used to be so punk. No, they weren't. This is the most punk they ever fucking were. What are you talking about? This is the most punk thing Green Day's ever done. Not only like in its delivery of music, but I mean, we're getting way ahead of myself, but like the contradictory format of the lyrics is just, it's one thing. I'm an introvert. I am shy. I have panic attacks. And on the other hand, like, fuck you. If you don't like my music, then fuck off. I don't give a shit about you. And the fact that the album ends on like walking contradiction and that's a whole nother song that I have issue with, but not issue with anymore, but still kind of issue with. I feel like I'm Vince Vaughn in the Wedding Crashers when he's like, I'm just,
yeah, you kind of sound like him.
And like like when he's talking to Janice, remember? Do the ass out thing. Remember he's talking to Janice?
Wait, what part?
In the beginning, when he's talking about Janice, I had the perfect girl for you. He's like, excuse me if I don't want to jump into like an awkward, intimate relationship and whatever. It's fine. It's fine. There's just so many thoughts. There's just so many thoughts going through my head that Brain Stew and Jaded, I count them as one track, and that is my 3B. That was the answer to your question a long time ago, I guess.
All right. So lyrically on Brain Stew, I mean, a lot of their songs are pretty self-explanatory. There's nothing super deep, which is nice, but on this one, it's kind of talking about his insomnia, mainly from him using meth.
Yeah.
And he's openly said like he's experimented. He's used meth before. I mean, thankfully he's never like really addicted to it. So, but that's essentially what the song is. And then going into Jaded, that's kind of, after, because Brain Stew was like kind of coming off of, the high, but then Jaded is him re-injecting and using again. And then it's just like the how stimulated he is from it, and just how crazy and wild he gets from it. So that it's an interesting kind of story, and just I guess up to this point it was the proggiest thing that they had ever done. Would that be too crazy to say?
Yes, in like delivery for sure.
Yeah, delivery. Yeah.
Yeah, because they're entirely different songs, but they're one. And almost I wonder. Yeah. I wonder if like Jaded was just like erased Jaded off the face of the earth.
Yeah. Like
Brain Stew going into Westbound Sign. And Westbound Sign's my 14B.
Is it really?
Yeah.
Well, you have 14 Bs?
Yeah. Yeah.
Wow, you never do that. That's some shit I do.
I know.
Some real dumb shit I do.
I know. And I did this purposefully.
Purposefully, yeah.
Is it purposefully or purposely?
In this context, I think it would be purposely.
What's purposefully?
I think that's more like a past tense, right? I mean, you could use purposely in past tense, but I think.
Well, the fact that you've already balked on the purposely/purposefully thing.
I don't know what
you've lost all
credibility.
I'm fucking
stupid.
We need like our
I'm
own.
fucking
We need like our own Sean from Greatest Debate. Remember Greatest Debate and Sean? He would like fact check
Oh yeah,
shit.
he would. Yeah, I forgot about that. Oh, I totally forgot about him on that podcast.
I mean, the only thing
Oh,
we
I
ever
missed
like
that.
we ever question ourselves about is our English, is how we say things and how we conjugate our own fucking language.
It's true, and we say so many dumb things outside of that, but we don't question anything.
No,
else,
because it's all fact.
except for that. Yeah.
Except our grammar, our syntax. Fucking stupid idiots.
We're the worst. We're the fucking worst.
If you just took Jaded out off of like the face of the earth, off of existence, like would Brain Stew be like that's
it would
what
still
I
be good,
it's so
but it
hard.
wouldn't have the same impact.
I don't know. It's difficult. It's hard.
So, do you know what I'm going to do right now? I'm going to play. Oops! Oh, I did that wrong. So I'm going to
the
play
transition.
like the last. I was going to do the transition, like the last, let's say 15 seconds into Jaded. That's what I'll do right now, or 20 seconds. So here's the end of Brain Stew into Jaded. All right, there you go. A little bit of the end of Brain Stew into Jaded. Great stuff, man. Great stuff.
What's that noise?
What was what noise?
Oh, that was on my end.
Okay, so do we have anything else on Brain Stew and Jaded?
No, that's it. We'll put it to bed.
Nah.
Put it to bed. Put it to bed.
Okay, so what do you got for your 2B, your 2 banger, second banger?
Did I say my 1B?
Oh no, you did not. No.
Did you
didn't.
say your
What's-
your 1B was Jaded?
was Jaded? Yeah.
Gotcha.
So then, what's your 1B? Sorry.
My 1B is the this song has been like my 1B for Sloan's in here picking on all my records.
Of course.
As if he's he as if he's not going to go back to his room and listen to fucking Meryl Streep record that he bought. Good God, dude! Every time this kid, bargain bin only. Yeah, so my 1B is it's been a song that has been with me for quite some time. That's stuck with me. 1B.
Really?
Yeah.
Stuck with me. Holy shit, that's my 7B.
Stuck with me is my 1B. That's you're wrong on that one. But like, why do you hate the song?
No, I think it's an amazing song. I love it.
1, 2, 3, 4.
I mean, the first 4 songs on this record are just like a punch in the face. It's nonstop. I don't know. I think. I mean, well, really, this entire record is nonstop. There's no like quiet point on this record.
Do you have any okay songs?
Oh well, yeah, like Walking Contradiction.
Wow.
Obviously.
Okay.
Well, no. Okay.
What do you mean
okay,
obviously? Not obviously
okay.
at all.
Okay. Let me step back here. It's not an okay song. It's a really, really good song, but it's not a banger. Like, there's not even an okay song. There are just really, really good songs.
Walking Contradiction is now my 7B.
Oh, you're so dumb.
It's not. You did not. I feel like you missed the point of it. I really did.
Let me give you the songs. Let me give you the songs that aren't bangers for me, but they're still fucking amazing songs.
Start from the top.
We got No Pride.
Dumb. Okay.
86.
I get that's my 12B.
Westbound Sign.
That's my 14B.
Okay. Tightwad Hill.
That's my
Probably
5B.
Okay. And then Walking Contradiction. Those are the songs that aren't B's for me.
Westbound Sign is my 14B. I don't know what it is about this song, but it is like it has always been my number one most forgotten song on this album. It's not bad.
It's a pretty average song for this
God
record.
damn,
it's a pretty average song.
Even now, like trying to think of like the lyrics to it, it's difficult. It's hard.
Yeah. It's good that this was kind of put at the end of the record.
But fuck me, dude. Tightwad Hill, that's a 5B.
It's a great song. It is a great song.
I love the way he says Tightwad Hill. Like the Tightwad part is fast. Tightwad Hill and draws out the hill part. Oh my God, it's so cool. Straightforward, snotty punk song. Are you kidding? Are you joking my ass right now? And the story of the Tightwad Hill. Did you read the story of Tightwad Hill?
I did. Yeah. No,
How
I did.
cool
It was
is
really cool.
that, dude? Just say fucking.
Should we get into that then?
Yeah, let's get into Tightwad Hill because you hate it.
Okay.
I love it. It's fantastic.
I will say though, if this album, just real quick, if this album ended on Jaded, I would kind of be okay with it.
I would not be okay with it.
What an interesting way to end a record, though. From Brains 2 to Jaded, which essentially is the prog song of this album. That would be a very interesting ending to the record. I don't know. I'm just throwing that one out there. Just percolate on it a little bit.
I would not. And honestly, I think I've been a longtime fan, and I did go back and listen to some of our earlier rankings and stuff. And Walking Contradiction is something I've hated for so long, for so fucking long, because it's so poppy and dumb, but
it's not a bad song.
Walking Contradiction is more of a Nimrod song than it is an Insomniac song.
That's a really good call. It is way more Nimrod. It's way more poppy and more, because Nimrod has more of like a mid-tempo pace to the entire record, and Walking Contradiction totally follows along in that line.
But what Walking Contradiction has is some of the best and most fun writing that Billy Joe's ever done. It's incredibly witty. It's incredibly snotty. And it's the best way to say fuck you to the people who called them sellouts, but realistically just weren't ambitious enough, weren't dedicated enough, and most of all, just weren't talented enough as Green Day was. And that's like, there's no fucking punk kid on the goddamn face of this earth that sets out to be in a band. And if given the opportunity to sign a multi-million-dollar contract, would say no, fuck that. I don't buy that for a goddamn second.
Yeah,
all these little punk kids at Gilman, they just suck. They're a fucking dime a dozen. If anything, at least like 39 Smooth and Kerplunk, there was a progression there to something bigger. And I think Walking Contradiction is just such a perfect way to say, like, he said, my wallet is fat, or my wallet is fat and so is my head. It's just such a cool, like, fuck you, I don't care. Fuck off. Yeah. I'm better than you, clearly. Oh, I love it. Walking Contradiction is so good. It's so much better than I ever gave it credit for until this, like, literally until this week. I've never listened to this song. Don't like it.
That's so dumb. I've always kind of thought Walking Contradiction was kind of a like a sister song to Warning, the song Warning. They're kind of,
I can see that. It's kind of the same, like, walking pace to it.
It's the walking pace, but it's also the it's like the, what am I trying to say here?
Probably the same, like, BPMs too. It's like the same thing.
But not just that, but it's like the sarcastic tone. He's very sarcastic in both Walking Contradiction and Warning, and I feel like they mesh so well together, very, very well together. But it's still a good song. But Tightwad Hill, let's get back to that real quick.
Okay, so Tightwad Hill, like, I discovered what this is actually about. I don't know if it's what's actually about, but it makes sense. And when you were here, like, I never knew that. There's two things on this whole album that I never knew until I was researching for this week. One is Tightwad Hill. Tightwad Hill is a hill that overlooks the Cal, the Berkeley.
UC Berkeley.
Yeah, where they play football. And there's this mountain, this massive hill where people would go and camp and put chairs up and get trashed and watch the Bears play, right? Watch them play football. And that's fucking cool. And it was called Tightwad Hill because it was free. You didn't have to pay for it. And then in subsequent years, like, you know, obviously developers got wise to this and tried to buy the land and do stuff with it. And there's always, like, protests and stuff. Thousands of people showing up and chaining themselves to trees, saying, like, no, this is our hill. This is this is a hill of the people, essentially.
Yeah. And
this song is about Tightwad Hill, but not like the fans, because, you know, college football lasts, especially in California, till 9 o'clock, 10 o'clock, maybe. But the after hours of college football, those that linger, those aren't really like football fans. Those are kind of like burnouts. Those are kind of just people that want to score drugs and be there all night. And that's what this song is about. It's the same geographical area, but about a different demographic of people.
Yeah, it's the late night crowd of Tightwad Hill.
And that's what the song is so about. Fucking cool.
Yeah.
Love it.
It's the Jocks. It's essentially the Jocks versus the Burnouts. That's what this is.
Yeah.
Like the
Yes.
it's the typical. It's like the very stereotypical Jocks versus Burnouts. That's what this song is. Which I mean, I guess when I say it that way, it sounds really cheesy.
It sounds very like the freaks and the geeks type of thing. But
That's what I was thinking. Yeah.
Yeah, it's
Yeah.
fine.
Oh man,
Just
it's a
the
good
first
song.
dude, the first line, the cheapskate on the hill, the way just the cheapskate on the hill, it's just God, it's just, and it's so aggressive and it's so fast, and he's just kind of laying it out there.
Yeah, and I mean, most of this song, I think this isn't just like people partying after hours. I think this is like also more about a little bit more illicit drugs, like speed and meth and just kind of
this is hardened
more than
drug
just like
users.
the burnout. Yeah, more than just the burnout stuff.
Because
this is like
the jocks were the ones doing the pot, maybe a little bit of cocaine, but these are like the hardened drug users that are, as he says, turning tricks on top of Tightwad Hill, turning tricks for speedballs.
yeah,
Like
turning,
this is these are hardened drug users on top of Tightwad Hill.
I mean,
That's
lyrically, I think lyrically it's a really good song. It's very good.
Well, it's a stinker for you, but that's all right.
But no, it's not. It's not a stinker. There's no stinkers on this record.
Well, you said
you're
Tightwad
being
Hill,
silly.
Walking Contradictions is a stinker, but let's get into Stuck With Me because that is my 1B.
Yeah. Okay. What do you got on this one?
So this is actually there's three things I never knew until this week. This is another one, supposedly originally titled "Do Da Da."
Oh, like
Did you hear that? Did you
no,
read
I
that?
haven't heard that.
So
no,
is
that like a throwback to the Police or something or what?
"Do Da Da."
That's exactly what I thought of.
This was supposedly originally titled "Do Da Da," but the labels on the whatever this point was were switched, and the song titles got mixed up. So the song "Do Da Da" is actually on Shenanigans, and this is called "Stuck With Me."
Oh no
and
shit!
I listened to and I read the lyrics to the "Do Da Da" song on Shenanigans, and in that song they say "Stuck With Me" multiple times.
Really?
Yeah.
Oh fuck!
So that's
Damn, I haven't listened to Shenanigans in so long. I didn't realize that.
I never knew that till this fucking week. That's crazy.
That's fucking wild.
I cannot fucking imagine. Even though this song like really has nothing to do with being stuck with me. I guess. I mean, it's about being a pushover, right? And I guess I guess you don't want to be stuck with me, being a pushover and never sticking up for yourself. But I can't imagine this song being called anything other than "Stuck With Me." I think it's so perfect.
I think so too. Absolutely.
I'll keep going. You want me to keep going?
No, keep going. Sorry, no.
Dude,
I closed out.
Mike's bass
I
playing.
closed out of my tab.
Mike's bass playing in the chorus. Like, there's way more notes and lines than we've ever given him credit for. I should say society has given him credit for. We give Mike Dern a lot of credit, and we give Trey a lot of credit whenever we do Granny in the Pod. There's way more notes and there's way more bass playing in the chorus and on this album than society has given Mike Dern credit for. And especially after the cast out and buried in the hole, the doo-doo-dee, 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 like that part right there is just, it's so fast, it's so small, it's so short, but it's just iconic. And Billy Joe lets him do his thing. And that's a good bandmate.
It's also on this record where everybody is really turned up on the mix, especially Mike. So maybe that's why we're kind of noticing it more so.
And because Billy
he's
Joe
so
stops playing, and that part, cast out, buried in a hole, because Billy Joe's is letting that note kind of ring out, maybe palm muting a little bit. He knows Mike has a cool fucking lead that he wants to do, and he's letting him do it. He's not like, he's letting Mike play his little lead part.
Yeah.
And then also the 1, 2, 3, 4, and Billy Joe could have matched him note for note because we know Billy Joe can play the guitar. We know Billy Joe can match him note for note, but instead he kind of just the whole time and lets Mike do. Like, come on, are you fucking joking my ass right now,
dude? No,
like these guys were on the top of their game, and these guys were 100% comfortable letting each other take the reign.
Especially, I think this era of the band, like the 4 records, from Dookie through Warning, they all kind of shined in their own way. But after that and before that, it was just
it's boring.
I don't know, man.
Boring punk music, boring wannabe punk music beforehand, and then afterwards, it was just trying to strive to be a global phenomenon.
Yeah, and I mean, obviously, it worked for them. So here's a little bit of "Stuck with Me" from the Green Days. So here we go. There you go. A little bit of "Stuck with Me" from Green Day. I had to play it up to that point, which is like at the end of the song. But
One,
dude,
two, three, four.
It's so good. It's so fucking good. Man, I think this is one of this song and Babs Uvula. Oh my god,
Babs Uvula Who.
That song, this song, and Geek Stink Breath. I feel like those three songs, his bass playing is so fucking loud in the mix, and I love it. I think it just sounds so good. It really throws back to that. I feel like that was like a signature of the East Bay punk scene, East Bay hardcore scene, you know, where the bass player was turned up super fucking loud. I mean, not only did you hear it in AFI, but you heard it in other bands related to them, like Circus Tents, The Force, and shit like that. Like, the bass was always so fucking loud, and I love it. I love it so much. It sounds so good.
I think, like, I mean, honestly, if we're just like AFI is an easy comparison. I think it's because the guitarist is not as good as Billy Joe was. And I think when you turn up the bass is because you don't have a guitarist that can really play rhythm lead. And in this case, also be the fucking lead singer. And it's just like Billy Joe was truly unique. And again, like I didn't know he was a phenomenal guitarist until I saw him live.
Yeah.
And I was holy fuck, dude, this guy can shred.
It's not to say that Mark was a bad guitar player in AFI, because he was good. I mean, there was nothing wrong with his playing. But then also when you look back and the first two AFI records and the early EPs, most of those songs were written by Jeff Kresge, the bass player, and Davey Havoc. So they're going to be a little bit more bass heavy. They're going to be a little bit more stripped down on the guitar sense. So that's understandable from the AFI viewpoint. But even still, the other bands that came out of that scene, they're a lot more bass heavy, or at least my understanding of that scene, they're a little bit more bass heavy than anything else.
True, but like this album was, I mean, it's by all accounts, and this album was written by Billy Joe, and
yeah, for the most part, yeah.
So the fact that there's so many bass parts, and it's not even just like leads, it's like Mike Dirnt just never stops. Mike Dirnt is more prevalent on the parts where he's not featured as a lead than anything. Who was the guitarist from AFI in the beginnings?
Mark Stoffelis.
Mike Dirnt is more prevalent in the parts that aren't featured as a bass solo or as a bass lead than Mark ever was as AFI in the early days.
I can understand that.
And Trey Cool is more prevalent and featured as a lead more often than anything the drummer for AFI was in the early days either.
Definitely. I mean, and that, like I said too, not to say Adam's a bad drummer, because Adam he is a really, even to this day, he's still a really good drummer. He's put out a lot of good stuff, but he's honestly just a better drummer.
These are guys that just meshed better together, and AFI did really, really, really good stuff in the beginning, not in Bodies or nothing like that, but in the beginning they did really good stuff, whereas like Green Day, like, dude, from the beginning, like Billy Joe was the front man, and Dirnt knew it. Like, you watched when they're playing in high schools, like they knew it.
Yeah, those videos, yeah.
But Billy Joe had no problem letting everybody else do their thing.
And you see it on Dookie as well. I mean, look how much Trey just kind of goes off.
Look at fucking Longview, for God's sakes, right? Billy Joe does almost nothing in Longview.
Dude, how many fucking punk songs have a drum solo? But Burnout does. Burnout fucking does. Even the song In the End, the drum fills, the drum parts on that song are amazing. They're fucking amazing.
Dude, like they were truly something special, and up until Warning, I just think that they were very respectful of each other.
Yeah, absolutely. I think it was once they either all decided or one or two people decided that they should go more mainstream and like follow the emo side. They were all it all seemed like they were very good friends. But then after that point, after Warning, it was all business
Yeah.
at that point.
I mean,
There was no turning back from it.
It still seems like they are good friends, but it also still seems like if you question them individually as to, who's the boss, they would all say one person, and that's Billy Joel.
Billy. Absolutely.
Whatever that's worth. That means nothing.
So going back to Stuck With Me, this is one of the songs where the chorus isn't very strong, but the verses are really strong. Especially vocal melody wise, is that the dun dun. It's that at the end of every line. He's
buried in a hole.
I feel like the verses are so much stronger than the actual choruses, which, I mean, honestly, you don't hear in most songs. Otherwise, it's a fucking killer song. It's my 7B, and we already kind of touched upon the lyrics. I mean, it's just about being a pushover, somebody being a pushover, and not standing up for themselves, and whatever.
Okay, what's your 2B? Cool. What you got?
Geek Stink Breath.
Okay.
I love that song. I mean, how can you not? Just that opening, the dun, and then just that. I don't even know what kind of effect he uses. It's almost like this flange. I don't even know what it is. But you know what I'm talking about? It's like this ow. I
always thought it was literally just somebody going burping or something, and they just affected that burp because it's so guttural and weird.
Do you know what it sounds like? This totally just popped in my head. Like at the beginning of or like in the song "It's My Life" from Bon Jovi, that vocal thing. That's what it sounds like.
It does.
Which obviously Peter Frampton really kind of did back in the 60s and 70s or 70s, I think. But I'm more referencing the Bon Jovi shit.
It's really guttural, and it's really low and burpy and just gross.
But it's only at the beginning. It's only that first hit, and then you just get those big hits, and then the dun 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 dun. It's almost like this. It's like a palm muted, just kind of trudging along, almost like Metallica, like maybe Metallica, like Black Album Metallica, but not as heavy, but still in that same kind of vein as the Black Album sound. I think this is just, I fucking love it.
See, this is a song that I think that this is also my 2B. I like the amount of open hi-hats. It's just a wall of cymbal sounds. Before the transition back into the verses from the chorus, Trey does this 3 count where it's snare, bass, and then hits the cymbals, and then it goes into what is happening. Whereas a normal pop punk thing would be bass, like boom, boom, chicka, boom, and then hit it. He does this. It's a little bit different, but the action is on the cymbals. I think this is a very cymbal-driven song, and I think that's deliberate and to let Trey Cool just really let the cymbals ride. For to be facetious and stupid about it, let the cymbals ride. It's a very cymbal-sounding song, and I love it. This is a fantastic song. I think this is almost like a Trey Cool song.
Yeah, I could see that. I can really see that. And I think it's because he's such a bouncy sounding drummer. So that's also another thing about Green Day, especially in the 90s, was that they had that very bouncy sound, the da da da. It's I don't even know how to describe it other than bouncy. I think it's very, very strange.
I think a good way to describe it is the fact that Trey Cool was drumming in bands when he was 14 years old, and with people that were much, much older than him, which is weird, but I'm sure he learned a lot of valuable lessons.
Oh yeah, totally.
Like the guy from Lookout Records was 45 and in a band with Trey Cool at 14 years old.
I forgot about that. That was fucking weird.
Yeah, fucking bizarre, disgusting, and weird. It's just weird.
But the chorus on this song, wait, what are the fucking lyrics?
No, the best part of this,
roll, no self-control. It's that melody is so good. I think that is easily the catchiest part of this entire record.
Oh,
is the chorus in Geek Stink Breath.
That's bull.
It really is. It's the catchiest thing. It's the poppiest thing on this record. Is the chorus to the song.
I also never knew he said the words methamphetamine until this week. I was
didn't
was
know that
just
either.
singing along to whatever I always thought he said, and just I'm blowing off steam with methamphetamine. I don't know.
You just kind of like
Made
go
up my
along
own
with
shit. Yeah.
the sounds. Yeah,
I was like,
that's
what the fuck? He says methamphetamine.
Green Day is one of those bands too. Like I don't know what the fuck Billy Joe's saying most of the time. AFI is another band. Thrice is another band. I don't know
Yeah.
what the hell they're saying. No idea what they're saying.
But then
It's
even
good.
after you read the lyrics, you're still gonna say what you want to say.
I know.
It
right?
doesn't matter.
Especially it's been over 20 years.
I know.
since
I'm
we've
not
been
gonna
listening to
fucking
this.
change now. Are you kidding?
Yeah. I mean, and it's funny too because like for me at least, I will think about saying it correctly, but I won't do it.
We could purposely
So
not do it.
Yeah, it'll just be on my mind that I should do it, but I'm not going to do it.
Yeah, I don't care.
It's so stupid.
I do what I
I
want.
love it. All right, so I'm gonna do Geek Stink Breath, but I'm just gonna do it not even fade in. So here we go from Green Day. There you go, Geek Stink Breath from Green Day. I always have a hard time saying the title of the song.
Yeah,
Weird.
geek stink breath. It's
weird.
it's a little difficult.
Yeah.
It's not
Ooh.
difficult at all.
Well, I'm stupid. I'm a stupid fucking idiot.
Well, we all know that. So,
So lyrically, what do you have on this one?
meth usage, right? Like it's
yeah.
he knows how bad it is, but he does it anyway. He don't give a fuck.
Yeah, he talks about like all the I guess you could say minor consequences of meth use, and he kind of throws it into this song, and he doesn't really make light of it, but I guess with the catchiness of the chorus, it kind of makes light of it, and it's that kind of what's the word I'm trying to think of?
It's like the Mitch Hedberg joke when he talks about like the apple. He's like, "Hey Mitch, you want an apple?" He's like, "Nah. Eventually it'll be a core." It's like, no, I'm still gonna fucking do it. I don't care.
That's so stupid. Oh, I love Mitch Hedberg. Rest in peace. Rest in peace.
Did you do the chest to your lips to God thing? With your
No, I
hand?
did not do that.
Oh.
No, I did not do that.
I always do that for fallen homies. I grew up watching baseball, and that's why I do the thing.
A good majority of the players do that in baseball.
Yeah, you have to. Why would you not?
Oh my gosh. Okay, so should we get into another song, or should we talk about the artwork? What kind of?
We should get into the video for Geek Stink Breath because it is the best video on this album.
And it was a video that was banned.
I never knew it was banned
or censored. It was censored, or I guess it was banned, censored. Yeah.
And it was banned or censored because it was too aggressive, and it's pretty gross.
Yeah, it's
even
aggressive
to this
video.
day, like teeth in general.
Oh,
People-
I can't do it.
Because-
I cannot do it.
Because nobody wants to go to the fucking dentist, right? Like nobody likes to go to the dentist. Your teeth are a very sensitive subject, and watching somebody get their tooth pulled is fucking disgusting. Still, like I can tolerate a lot of things, beheadings from the cartels and stuff that have posted on the internet in high school, but fuck, man, getting a tooth pulled, oof, that's some nasty shit.
I'm with you. I've seen the worst of the worst stuff. I mean,
Remember Rotten.com?
Oh yeah, right. I mean, that's nothing. But you bring teeth into the picture, I can't do it. Like,
I know, teeth.
dude,
it's a whole different ballgame.
I've seen crazy shit online. I've seen crazy shit in person. But teeth, I can't do it. There's this guy on YouTube that I watch that I've been following for years named LA Beast, and for like a while, for like maybe 6 months, he was going through this thing where like he was like opening glass beer bottles with his teeth, like Corona bottles with his teeth. I couldn't watch the video. I had to stop watching the videos. Like anytime I saw him, like, cause he opened like, I think it was like something like 12 bottles in like 2 minutes with his teeth. Fuck that.
Dude,
I cannot do it. I cannot do teeth.
There was a guy I used to work at the Dave & Buster's. His name was Matt, and he would come over and he would play ping pong all the time at my house, and he was really good, and so I liked him at my house. And then he would always open bottles with his teeth, and the first time he did it, I was just like, "What are you doing?"
Oh, dude, that is.
It's like, I do it all the time. I'm like, "Fucker, you're in a garage. We have screwdrivers and wrenches and bottle openers. Like, why do you use your fucking teeth?"
I know.
I've been doing it for a while. I'm like, stop fucking doing it.
fucking hate it so much.
God damn. No,
It is
I'm not like
disgusting.
I'm not like one to fucking sit there and like mouthwash and then floss every fucking tooth 3-4 times a day. You know what I mean? Like but like god damn, I'm not gonna bite into a bottle. I'm not a psycho.
No, I think that, I mean, it's just taking it too far, way too far. But yeah, teeth, fuck that. I mean, it's not like I'm gonna go out of my, like, I'm not gonna like throw up if I watch it. I'm not gonna be like overly dramatic and like scream and shit like that. But it's just, it's not pleasant for me. Not to say, you know, beheadings are pleasant, because they're not. But fuck, man, teeth are just, they're things, I don't know, man.
It's weird how desensitized we are to some things, but things like dentistry are just that's where I draw the line. Like, and Geek Stink Breath is still one of those things.
We can watch Two Girls One Cup. Yeah,
all day
gross.
long. It's hilarious. I'll laugh through it. I'll drink a fucking chocolate shake as I'm watching. No big deal. Easy.
But fucking teeth, fuck.
No, I'm good.
I'm totally out on that one. I'm totally in agreement with you on that one, or agreement with you on that one. Fuck that. Ah, dude.
Good video though. Good video.
But I can't believe that MTV would censor that video for that. I mean, yeah, it's uncomfortable, but I mean, it's not like they're doing anything uncommon or anything that's not. I don't know, it's just so weird to censor that. It's so bizarre.
I don't
know, man. I don't know.
Good.
Yeah, I am too. All right, so video-wise, I mean, since we're on videos, obviously there was a video for Brain Stew. There was a video for Jaded. Brain Stew video, it was filmed like with a sepia tone. It was very kind of, it was essentially the band inside of a dump, and they're just destroying things around them. It's very slow-paced and everything like that. And then you jump into Jaded, and that video is like vibrant colors, and it's hyper. It's fucking wild. There's quick camera cuts and everything like that. So,
but
I mean, that goes along lyrically and musically. But
I wish they were done like in a better transitionatory way. I wish I wish, you know what I mean? Like I wish they were one and the same, just different. I don't know, different aspects, different
settings.
Views of the same thing. Like I don't know, like you can still do Jaded in the dump aspect of it, just make it more aggressive and more crazy and more frantic. I wish they would have taken like the whole sum is greater than its parts thing into consideration.
Agreed. But otherwise, yeah, I mean, they're cool videos. They're cool.
Yeah.
Same, and then what's the other video? Walking Contradiction. I think that's the only other video.
That's so stupid.
Which is it's still a good video.
So dumb.
Honestly, the video is better than the song.
He reminds me of like Tobey Maguire walking down in Spider-Man, like swinging his arms, like like a fucking asshole, just walking down, which makes sense and stuff.
And like I was saying, like before about Walking Contradiction, how the song kind of goes. It could be the sister song to Warning, but the videos for Walking Contradiction and Warning are almost identical.
Well,
because the premises are identical.
Yeah,
like without a doubt. Funny. I love both videos.
And honestly, like the good middle ground video for both of them is Time of Your Life. Like Time of Your Life was a very dumb video. I fucking hate that. I can't stand that video. I think it's so cheesy and dumb. But there's a lot of the same things that they did in Time of Your Life that they would make fun of in Warning.
I don't even remember the video for Time of Your Life.
Oh,
except
Time of
for
Your Life is so
when
dumb.
Billy Joe is like sitting on the mattress on the floor and he's playing the acoustic guitar. That's all I remember from that video.
Oh god, dude, Time of Your Life is so stupid. It's such a dumb video. What do you what's your 2B?
Oh man, what are we doing? We're doing the pod.
Yeah, what's your 2B?
Oh my gosh, my 2B is it's Geek Stink Breath.
Remember? Oh okay. What's your 3B? What's my 2B? My 2B was Geek Stink Breath. Wow, I can't say
it was. Okay, so then what's your 3B then?
What is my 3B?
Oh, that was Brain Stew, right?
Oh yeah, Brain Stew, Jaded. Brain Stew and Jaded. I count them one as the same. That's my 3B.
One, yeah. So my 3B is Babs Uvula Who. I got it right. That time.
That's my 4B. It's good stuff.
Just the way he sings on this, like the vocal delivery, I think it's just so so great, and the stop and go, the music, I fucking love this song.
So this was like taken from an SNL skit.
Was it? Oh yeah,
Yeah.
it was. Yeah, you're right. Yeah, it was.
And
yeah.
I've never heard of the skit. I've never seen the skit, and I tried to watch it.
It's probably
but
terrible.
I couldn't find a video of it. I could only find the audio of the video.
Really?
And it was stupid. It wasn't funny. It was a Chevy Chase driven skit, for whatever
from
that's
76.
worth. And so I listened to it, and it was literally like, knock knock, who's there? Babs Uvula who.
Yeah, I see it.
And
So dumb.
like, you're laughing already more than I laughed during the skit itself, and it was just.
I'm laughing because it's so stupid. Like, it's not even funny. That's what I'm laughing at.
But like, dude, it was dumb. It was not good at all, and I don't think anything about this was funny. But the song's good. It's 4B. But it was the first time on the album, 6 tracks later, that there was any kind of quiet, right? Because 5 tracks prior to this, there's no downtime, there's no quiet time, and this is my favorite Billy Joe delivery on the album. As far as the way he sings, this is my favorite.
Yeah, I think so too.
I think his verses are literally unstoppable. Unstoppable. They're so fucking good. And even after reading them this week, which I never knew what he says, and I read the lyrics once, and I thought, you know what? I don't like this. I'm going to stop reading them. That way I'm going to do, and I'm going to do whatever I want to fucking do, because I don't want to know what he says. Because I've been doing it for so fucking long. Yeah, exactly. I don't care.
And I got myself all wound up.
And I'm all wound up.
Oh, it's so good though.
It's fantastic.
It's so basic and so simple.
It's verse, chorus, over and over and over. But the way the song builds on itself up until that third verse, and then because the first 2 verses are just like, and you hear a lot of like the hi-hat hits from Trey, and everything kind of very, very calm, but also very punk. But then the way the third verse drops in, and it's now like, this is let loose. Let's just go for it. Everything's very frantic. Everything's open chords. Everything's very loud, and it's God, it's so basic in its approach, but so just masterfully executed.
Yeah, and so loud and so heavy. This could have easily been the poppiest song on the whole record had it not been for every other band or like everything else outside of the vocals, because everything is so loud and aggressive, but Billy's melody is just so basic and catchy and simple, and I love it. And like you were saying, the only lyric I know is the first line. I got a knack for fucking everything up. That's all I know. I literally know nothing else of what he says on this song. And then just like coming in when he says all wound up. That's it. Yeah, that's it. Yeah. That's all I fucking know. Telling you, even when I read it, I was like, I don't like this. This isn't right. I just felt dirty doing. I felt dirty reading it. I don't want to learn the lyrics. I'm happy with what I've been doing for 20 years. Thank you very much. I'm totally with you on this one. Totally with you. So here's a bit of Babs Uvula Who from the Green Days. There you go, Babs Uvula Who from the Green Days. Great fucking song. Great fucking song. It's weird because if like you or I were to sing this song in like a karaoke aspect, people would know what we're saying. Because, I don't know, just because we try to like enunciate our words to where people can understand us, but because of just like the lazy, lackadaisical delivery of Billy Joel and Green Day, like you have no fucking idea what he's saying, and that, like literally he's just slurring his words, and he could have just been slurring his words and add the lyrics later. I don't know. That's probably how it was when they probably recorded this. That's probably what it was. He probably had no lyrics, just that hook. Every other line, that fucking hook. So fucking good. It's really, literally the dumbest song that he might have ever written. This might be the dumbest song he's ever written, but it's one of the best at the same time. It's wild. So what do you got lyrically on this one? I thought it was about like just feelings of anxiety and how it affects the narrator's life. That's what I have too. I think this is like hitting the nail on the head. You know, you can't get any more obvious when it comes to the lyrics on a song. It's anxiety. It's him getting himself all wound up. I mean, that's literally what he says. So
Like I said.
I think that's as far as it goes lyrically, for me at least.
Yeah. No. Yeah.
All right.
Yeah,
So we got
yeah.
anything else left on this song?
No. I'm good. That's good. I'm good. You're
All right.
good.
So then,
We're
what's
good.
your 4B?
That was my 4B.
No. What? Oh, it was.
Yeah,
Okay.
that was your
Yeah,
3B. That's my 4B. Yeah.
Okay. Got it. So then my 4. I mean, fuck. We've talked about almost. We're getting close to almost all the songs then.
Well, we got a lot. We got some bangers already that we have not talked about.
Oh yeah, the first couple songs. So my 4B is Panic Song.
Okay.
I mean, that build up is so good. You start out with the bass that it's super fucking fast, and Billy and Trey come in. Trey with that just that the toms going, and Billy is just kind of hitting those notes, letting those notes ring out, and then it just goes into this super fucking rad punk song. But it's like a minute. I think it's like a minute and a half of that build up. I love it. I fucking love it.
Yeah. So this is my 9B, and
Okay.
I kind of talked about this a little bit earlier, saying that Nimrod did a straightforward surf song, which was like unequivocally a surf song. Last Ride In is obviously a surf song, but
Yeah.
this is also a surf song. This is a JFI
JFI, yeah.
like AFI, but if they were a little bit more fun, they'd be JFI.
If they had a better time playing music.
If they're a little more fun, they'd be JFI. This is like a JFA type of surf song. It's super fast, and there's just enough surf there. Those little rings that Billy Joe does in the chords, those are very, very surfage. A lot of the bass playing that is very that fast stuff. Even though it's faster than all of the surf music, it's very surf sounding. And the way the bass plays with the drums is also very surf sounding, just sped up exponentially, but it's very surf sounding.
Definitely.
And this is their surf song. And they're from the Bay Area. There's a beach in the Bay Area close by.
Well, it's a shitty beach, but
It's a shitty beach. Yeah, fucking any beach is not Huntington or Newport. I don't care. Straight up.
Yeah, any beach that's not in Orange County.
Yeah,
sucks.
no, absolutely.
I mean, Orange County honestly has some amazing beaches.
If it wasn't for the shoebies, like that's why they have like the surf competitions in Huntington Beach, is because they're fantastic. Besides like Baja California, Huntington Beach is like the primo spot for surfing on the west coast of the United States.
Agreed. Yeah, no, I know. Yeah, definitely. That's some of the craziest waves in outside of Hawaii.
Just
Some of the craziest waves in the U.S.
constantly great breaks. You know, high tide, low tide, you're going to get something that you can surf at any time of the day. 2 in the morning, 2 in the afternoon, doesn't matter. Good stuffs.
Man, I haven't been down to the beach in so long. I kind of miss it, man.
I do. Honestly, I miss the beach a
or
lot.
20 minutes from it. I live 20 minutes from it, and I haven't been in
Well,
years.
to be fair, like you live 20, maybe even 15 minutes as the crow flies, but it could possibly take you 45 to an hour to get to the beach, plus parking, plus payment, plus traffic. Like, fuck that. Plus shoebies, plus pollution.
True.
We're
And
talking,
also,
we're talking a day trip.
But also, also growing up, going to the beach several times a week, for my first 15 years of life, 20 years of life, going to the beach.
Dude, Joe,
with my
Ronald and I
family.
used to take the fucking bus down Beach Boulevard. We throw our boogie boards on the bus and take beach all the way down.
Yeah. Dude,
It
that's
takes
such a
25 minutes.
No, it takes way longer than 25 minutes. Are you fucking kidding me?
No way.
No way. It doesn't even take 25 minutes driving your own car down from Buena Park.
There was not.
To
Because the
Huntington
bus
to
the bus wouldn't
Way.
stop as much as it did now. The bus stops every fucking
Even
bus
still,
stop.
you have to wait at all the fucking lights. Like, even if you're driving your own personal car from say Beach and let's say Beach and Ball. Let's just say Beach and Ball down to PCH.
No, but
Dude, that's an easy 45 minutes.
See, now you're
Easy
not
45 minutes
Now
to an hour.
now you're not understanding like the main streets. the way
How is-
streets,
how-
the way
what are you talking
streets,
about?
the way
If you're taking
streets
a
are
bus down
set
Beach
up.
Boulevard?
There
Are
are
you fucking-
streets that run parallel to each other that run faster. For instance, Ornsthorpe will generally run faster than La Palma. Ornsthorpe is
Correct. Yeah, no, it will,
an
yeah.
offshoot of La Palma. They run parallel
Yes.
to each other, but if you want to get
It's
somewhere
a
that
wider
is
road.
equal
Yeah,
distance, you're going to take Ornsthorpe because it just runs faster. Beach Boulevard is going to run faster than the offshoots of itself. Like, Lemon,
Correct.
it's going to run faster than Lemon. It's going to
Yeah,
run faster than
faster than
Harbor. It's going to
Magnolia.
run faster
Yeah.
than Brookhurst. It's going to run faster than all these streets because
Well,
it's
not
bigger.
Magnolia's a bad one.
Magnolia's the worst.
Yeah.
Beach
But-
Boulevard just runs faster.
But it still doesn't run fast. You still on the bus. You still got 45 minutes to an hour. Like if it's taking you that long to drive your personal car from say
Nah.
Ball and Beach
Nah.
to get the fuck out of you.
Nah.
You've never ridden the bus in your whole life.
I've ridden the bus. Honestly, I've ridden the bus more in probably 1 year of my life than you ever have in your entirety of your
Oh
life.
yeah. Oh, you definitely have. I know.
Maybe not even in 1 year. Maybe like in months. Like I've ridden the bus so many fucking times. It's disgusting.
No, I know. You
And I've seen
definitely have.
I've seen the progression of or I guess the regression of horribleness that the bus has to offer. Whereas, like honestly, when Ronald Joe and I used to get on the bus, it was free. They would just let us on. We'd have sandals.
Well, because you're fucking kids.
Yeah, but now
no fucking
now
money.
getting on the bus, it's disgusting and dangerous.
Where did we even leave off of?
We are on our 5B. Oh, actually, we're pretty much done with all the big
Did-
Bs.
Did we? No, we didn't finish with Panic Song. We're still on. We're in the middle of Panic Song.
Oh yeah. No, it's good. It's a good song. It's a good song. It's solid. It's weird because even though it's like hectic and fast, it's got this very calming underlying build up with the guitar strums, and it's from the forums I was reading, it's very much like a panic panic song. Panic attack.
Yeah.
Mike Dirnt, Billy Joe suffered from panic attacks at the time, and this is very much like a panic attack. People were saying it's calming in the guitar sense, but it's also this like impending thing that is coming on in the bass and the drums.
And this is one of the few instances where, at least on this record, where Mike has a co-write, like he's a co-writer on this song, or like a lyricist, I guess. Maybe he's a co-writer. I don't remember. But he actually has a shout out on this particular song.
See,
which is cool.
What I just think that is when a band like this is everybody is really good, but now all of a sudden he's getting a co-writing credit. That makes me think like this is essentially 95% of his song, but because they're now getting bigger, they need to have Billy Joe have more rights or something like that.
That's
Whereas
possible.
on like 39, because like Mike Dirnt's been good for a long time, and Trey Cool's been good for a long time, and so when you have a band that's in an era of the 90s where the front man is very that's what it was. It's almost
Stephen
still is today.
Jenkins, you know.
I feel like he had more to write, and it's just they added Billy Joe as like a secondary, even though this is probably a Mike Dirnt song, because it makes sense that it would be a Mike Dirnt song.
Yeah, considering how bass heavy it is, not just like sonically and dynamically, but there's a fucking lot of bass. It starts out with the bass.
It's rhythm section only. Essentially, the song is rhythm section only until the singing starts, and like, the singing part's good, but it's not the song.
No, it's not at all. It's the build up that makes this song. So should we play a little bit of it, or should we just kind of move on?
Whatever
I don't know if
you wanna do.
we should start. I think we should move on because I don't know if we should start with the beginning or once the
that's
song
true.
starts.
Plus, I want to talk about at least a couple other things here.
Yeah, no, let's get into that. What else you got?
You don't like No Pride. Why don't you like No Pride? Why do you
What do
hate
you
that
mean?
song? You don't.
I do
No
like that
Pride
song.
was like a song that you said was that you could take it away, not a big deal.
Well, no, it's not a banger, but it's still a really good song. But for this record, it's a very straightforward Green Day song. Like, there's nothing that, to me at least, that really stands out. I don't know. I mean, what do you think? Is there something in this that you love?
This was another song that Billy Joe just kind of let like Trey and Mike like do their thing, and just kind of like goof around and play around and have a good time. And like the pre-chorus is like my favorite part of the song. You better swallow your pride or you're gonna choke on it. Like there's
That is a
no
good line.
more snotty fucking obnoxious douchebag thing to say to all the haters, to everybody that called Green Day sellouts. There's nothing better on Dookie than that one line. You better
It's
swallow
true.
your pride or you're going to choke on it. And it's just like, dude, Green Day is like, they don't fucking care anymore. Like Dookie, it was their big thing, and then Insomniac hit, and everyone's calling them sellouts, and like, yeah, well, my wallet's not a sellout, and he's pulling out his wallet like Lizzo, like a Lizzo thing, like Lizzo loves being rich and famous, even though people shit on her all the time for whatever reason. Same thing with Green Day, like they don't fucking care, and Billy doesn't give a shit. And then No Pride is like, yeah,
Well, see,
got no
that's
pride.
the thing. I don't think he doesn't give. I think he does give a shit, but he tries to make it seem like he doesn't.
I think it's
Because
the
like,
opposite.
No, because like what we talked about, you make this record because Dookie and Kerplunk got so much like hate from Gilman, and that's really what it comes down to. I think it really comes down to Gilman and then being banned from that venue, and I feel like it hurt the band so much that they were banned from that fucking venue that they had to make this record, and then it's just this identity crisis that the band has, and then you go into American Idiot, and then that was great, and then they tried to make the follow-up and it fucking bombed with 21st Century, and then they were like, okay, well let's try to make an album like Dookie and Insomniac, and that was Uno Dos Tre. That was a huge fucking flop. And then they're like, oh, let's do Revolution Radio to make it sound like American Idiot. That was a fucking flop.
I think post American Idiot, I don't think they've ever thought, let's make an album like Doogie. I think American
I
Idiot.
disagree with you 100% on that.
I think Uno Dos Tre is 100% trying to recapture the vibrancy of American Idiot, because if they wanted to do something like Dookie, then they would have added so much instrumentals to it. They would have dumbed it down, and none of that sounded like it was dumbed down. And I think that this is the only time, Insomniac is the only time, maybe I would agree, that they felt bad, that they were ostracized from Gilman. But after counting on them ducats from Dookie, I don't think they give a shit. Because who would? Who fucking
yeah,
would?
It's true. It's true.
Who fucking would?
But I in the end, I do like the lyrics on this song because it is kind of a fuck you to that whole scene, because the punk scene, honestly,
posers. The punk scene is like literally the biggest posers in all of the fucking
they
scenes.
They're
100% are.
They're some of the most pretentious people ever.
No, they're fucking posers. They're a bunch of people that think that DIY punk is the only way to go. But given the opportunity to sell out 100%, I think that every single one of them would.
They would.
Absolutely.
Yeah, they would. Yeah.
Poser.
Because nobody wants to be a crust punk forever. Like, how many crust punks do you know who are in their 50s? You don't know any.
Yeah, unless they
Not
suck.
a single one. Yeah, you don't know any crust punk in their 50s. It's fucking silly.
trash.
It's silly boy talk. Silly boy talk.
So No Pride. It was good. Good.
It's a very young man's game. That's what punk is.
No Pride was a sassy comeback. I dig.
It is. So should we play a little bit of No Pride?
Nah, that's all right. We got like 4 more songs. Let's get up.
Okay,
let's get over them. Let's get into them. Let's get over them. Let's get into them. Let's get
What do you got? What do you got
them.
next? What do you got next? Because you obviously want to talk about the first 2 songs.
Well, those are my 6 and 8B.
Okay, those are my 8 and 9Bs.
Armitage, Shanks, and then Brad's my 8B.
That's my 9B. Okay.
But Armitage, I just never knew it was about a toilet. Like I read a
Yeah,
story
that
it was
was
about a fucking
weird.
toilet.
A British toilet company.
Somebody
And they
wrote
just
Green
saw
Day
the
on a
name.
toilet. Oh, tight. We're trash. Let's write a song about it. Let's name the first fucking track on our new album about this.
Yeah, and that was kind of the big criticism too on this record, was that this is it's a much darker and depressing record compared to Dookie, and then to start it out with this, that they're a shit band.
It's killer. It's a great song. I think he sounds super snotty on this right off the bat. The melody when he says like I'm a loner in a catastrophic mind, like that. Dude, it's so catchy. And just Trey has a lot of cool fills. He mashes them in there so quick and so much. There's a lot of little drum leads and solos. Yeah, he actually has a drum lead / solo.
And just like Dookie, this album starts with Trey's drumming. Not nearly as fast, but it's fucking great.
It's fantastic. Yeah, so that one, and then Brat. I don't really care about Brat that much. There's not there's not a whole lot in there that I care about. But no, that's pretty much it. 86. I
It's a
know
good song. 86 is good.
86 is weird because I know every single word to it, like as he sings it. But I've never thought it was like any kind of top 5, 6, 7, 8, or 9.
No, it's not overly catchy or anything like that. And lyrically, it is another example of them being butthurt that they were banned from Gilman. Like that's what this literally. I mean, 80 to be 86th from something is to be banned from something.
Did you know, like prior to this, I don't know, learning about 86, but like 86 is something in like the restaurant industry you say.
Yeah.
Like 86
restaurants and bars.
Sprite, 86 this or whatever. So it's just something I've always just like known.
No, it's a common thing. It's not uncommon at all.
Well, I've never heard anybody say it outside of the restaurant industry.
Because nobody,
like
because why would you? Why would you? But you still know about it. Like you're not going to be that
unless
dumb
you've
asshole.
been 86. I don't know. Like,
well, yeah.
How would you ever
but
know?
I think even at that point, like if you've been 86, you're not going to be an asshole. You just say, yeah, I can't go there anymore.
Well, it's not. If you've been 86,
banned.
it's not just like you've been kicked out. It's like you can't come back. Like
yeah,
you've
you're
been banned for
you
life.
Can't, yeah.
So it's a little difference. Like you're too drunk, bro. Go home, or like don't come back.
And then, do you know what the worst part about Green Day being, banned from Gilman was? That
they begged for them to come back.
They begged for them. Yeah, that was like when the
we ran out of money.
2009.
Please, Green Day, please come back to us. Like,
Dude, what a bunch of
that's the punk scene.
I know.
Fuck them.
I agree with you.
Oh my
totally
god,
agree.
it's so gross and pathetic. They're such fucking posers.
That like fucking Gilman built their reputation on fucking banning any band that sold out to any record label that was not exclusive to the Bay Area. That was their entire reputation for 15, 20 years.
And they
But
furthered
then
that
people stopped
reputation with a decade of hating Green Day.
Yeah.
Saying we will never allow Green Day to play here. And every single time Green Day would release a new album after pretty much Insomniac was no, they will not play here. They are not allowed to play here. They are not allowed to play here. And they beg for them to come back because they need money because they've been so exclusive for so long that they forgot how to manage property.
I think Gilman's closed now, isn't it?
Fuck him. Who cares?
I'm pretty sure Gilman is closed. I don't
Bunch
think
of
they're around
douchebags.
anymore. That venue is open anymore. God damn. I would have liked to see a show. I never saw a show there.
I never saw a show there either. I mean, I also really hate the Bay Area, so that's not.
I agree. I think it's, I fucking hate that area.
Don't really care
it's
anyway.
So bad, so fucking bad. But it would have been cool to have gone to Gilman.
Sure.
To see like a proper punk, like a cool punk band, hardcore punk band. Anyway, so 86. Yeah, that like I said, that's not a B for me. So. What do you want to talk? What other songs do you want to talk about?
No, I don't. That's it. I don't really care anymore. I'm done.
So, so there's two things I want to talk about. I want to talk about real quick the production of this record because I feel like
around.
I think the production on this record is so fucking good, particularly the song "Steward" and "The Avenue."
Did you
That's my
lose
6 beat.
something you lost on you were?
Dude, Mike's bass on that song is it's so fucking loud. It's so loud. And then reading more about how they actually wanted to create this perfect sound on this record. So I think Trey used a different drum kit for every single song. And I think Billy Joe he experimented with like 10 or 12 different amps and guitars just to find that combination that would work well on this record. Like there was a lot of effort put into this record, which I feel is very underappreciated. And Rob Cavallo is a great producer. Like he does make very good sonically sounding records. They're really fucking good. And this is an example where they tried super hard and it worked out really well, but it's never talked about ever. And Stewart and the Avenue is a perfect example of that because every band member on this song sounds like they're hitting every note so goddamn hard. Like especially Mike. I mean, he's just that doom doom da doom. It's such a simple bass line, but it sounds like he's gonna break his bass strings. It's so fucking loud. Like he doesn't have to play that loud, especially when you're mic'd. You're mic'd to record. You don't have to fucking hit your bass. Hit the strings that hard. But dude, I fucking love it. I love the beginning to that song and the entire song in general.
So like Stewart of the Avenue is my 11B. I love the bass intro. I love how like the music matches the vocals during the now it's all fucked up part. Like how everybody's getting it like that everything's coming in together.
Yeah.
But just that that Billy Joe part, never find it now. Just that thing is just so dumb. I've always thought it was so funny and goofy, and I can't put it in my top 10 Bs.
Yeah. Okay. All right. And lyrically on this one, this is one of the few times on this record where he talks about like his love life, and it's about being broken up, his girlfriend breaking up with him. And this is the street apparently that she broke up with him on, or where she lived or something like that. And it is a real place. It actually is a real place up in the East Bay. So,
did you actually look up like the Stewart and whatever avenue it was?
I didn't look it up, but I read that like there's an article that shows like exactly what stores are on that particular area.
Yeah, no, I looked it up.
Did you?
Yeah, it's 100% insignificant and means nothing.
Means nothing.
No, it's like a bike shop and like a coffee shop on the corner, and nothing significant about it whatsoever.
That's what it seemed like. Yeah. That's why I didn't go out and actually look it up.
It's dumb.
All right, so and then the artwork. Let's jump into the artwork real quick because I think it's pretty significant. It's Winston. Obviously not Winston Churchill.
Winston Churchill Smith.
Winston Smith. Yes, he did the cover art for this. He also did the cover art for a lot of Dead Kennedy stuff. He helped create the logo. I think he might have actually created the logo for the Dead Kennedys. So he worked with them extensively.
Yeah, pretty much everything they did. If it wasn't just for him, it was him and like Jello. Like it was always at least him, if not both.
And this album, so the CV, what the
CV,
fuck? The CD
CVS.
cover art is only like maybe a quarter of the actual picture of the actual art piece. And so I'm used to just seeing like the lady kind of reaching down for something, and then you could tell she's holding a guitar, and then there's like the guy behind her. But then once you get the vinyl and you see like the full piece, like it's like this huge collage of just stuff.
Yeah,
it's stuff. Like there's so much. It's almost as overpowering as Dookie because there's so much to look at on that with that artwork. But this is like in a different sense.
Yeah,
this is all collage.
Right, like with Dookie, you're getting into a Where's Waldo type of picture. With this one, it's so fucking weird, and something I noticed is like looking at my vinyls that I have is on the TV on the front side in between like the lady with the gun and Uncle Sam. That looks like it would be a projection of like the signing of the Declaration of Independence. That's what it looks like.
Hold on, I'm pulling it
to me.
Right now.
To me, that's what it looks like. Like just the weight.
Next to the Uncle Sam you said?
Yeah, above the monkey. I got mine out too now.
Oh yeah, no, I see. Yeah, no, it does look like that.
Isn't that reminiscent? Like next to Uncle Sam, like Uncle Sam was watching it on TV and now is praying for something. I don't know. There's a lot of weird things to this, and I don't know. It's cool. Like the moon has like a weird orange peel butthole to it, and
and then in the kind of upper right corner, there's the guy getting his teeth worked on.
Yeah,
fucking terrible. Oh.
With like that helmet on, he's also like zapping him with something.
Yeah.
But it's so like on Green Day's part, this is a solid move, right? So they're kind of ostracized from the Bay Area punk scene, and then they, supposedly Trey Cool had met this guy while playing in the band for the dude from Lookout Records. But like realistically, this seems like a power move. This seems like a power move that Green Day is using to say, hey, we're still punk. See, we're using this guy who worked with the Dead Kennedys, and y'all like the Dead Kennedys. You should like us still.
Yeah,
so that's
true.
It seemed like a well-placed power move.
Oh, totally was. And then we also didn't talk about Jerry Finn mixed this record.
Jerry Finn mixed this record. Our boy Jerry Finn. He's only done one bad thing.
Which is what?
That's Enema. Enema, baby.
Oh, just get the fuck out of here. You're so dumb.
Too much production.
Dumb. You're so dumb. But regardless, it's pretty cool that Jerry Finn mixed this. And even because I'm holding my vinyl, the record right now, the jacket. And produced by Rob Cavallo and Green Day, mixed by Jerry Finn. Like I like that they threw Jerry Finn. I mean, obviously this is a reissue, but it's nice that they threw Jerry in there because honestly, he fucking deserves it. I mean, he's one of the best from the 90s and 2000s up until he died. Jerry Finn was one of the greatest.
No, I mean, just
like without a doubt, one of the greatest producers, mixers, engineers, one of the best.
Report card aside, like he has one blemish on his record, and I think he's absolutely fantastic.
You're so dumb.
I really cannot stand like Enema anymore. It's so fucking irritating.
Give it like 6 months. We'll rank them again because we love to rank Blink records. So we'll rank them again, and you'll think differently.
I don't think I've thought Enema as like a top Blink record since fucking self-entitled. Honestly, I it's too much. Everybody's too much.
Yeah, there's a lot going on in that, but whatever. It's still a great record. Better than California. Better than 9.
It's better than California. Yes.
Better than 9.
Yes, it's better than California.
Better than 9. Yes, absolutely. Okay, so do we have do we want to talk about any other song on the record?
No, I'm good. We hit all the good points. We did it.
We did. Actually, we finally did this record justice because I think we've done this record twice before, and both times we were pretty toasty,
unprepared.
It was like throwaway.
Yeah,
it was very
haphazardly. We know this album, and then we just kind of talked about how great it was, but not really got into how great it was or why it was so great.
Yeah, so I'm glad we finally did this.
Yes.
So with that being said, let's give our final thoughts, and then we'll give our rating of the record with our world famous rating system, where 3 is a perfect album, 2 is a good album you're going to continue to listen to, 1 is a bad album but give it a shot, and 0 is just fucking should never have been made. So what do you got, Jeff? Go.
Yeah, so this album does have like a lot of nostalgia for me, almost as much as Dookie does, because my mom had both of these, and I always gravitated more towards this one because I thought it was just so, I don't know, just so weird and unique. Kind of in the same vein as how much I gravitated towards like Ixnay by The Offspring. It's just because, everyone's reeling from Smash and then like Americana, but like I still had Ixnay. And I was like, oh, this is really fucking cool. And I thought I was cool because no one had it. So I've always liked Insomniac a lot. And this is always floated around the top 3. I don't think Warning has ever broke my top 2. But I don't think Warning's ever dropped below my top 4. Whereas
there's no way it can't be. It can't.
No, you're right. There's no way. It's silly.
That's silly boy talk. Yeah.
But I don't think Insomniac's ever been maybe it's been number 3. I think Insomniac's been number 3 because I feel like I would have Nimrod Dookie than Insomniac. But it's solid. It's solid. It's the most punk thing they've ever done, even in their prior to their selling out phase where they were a punk band. No, this is the most punk they've ever done. This is their most aggressive song came off in Nimrod, but this is overall the most aggressive, the most fast, the most snotty they've ever been. And all the while just still cranking out some pretty melodic tunes. And
Agreed.
Like I agree with you. Like this is like production wise, they really kind of like doubled down on like the DIY sound that you would want from a punk band. Because Dookie can be a little overproduced sometimes, whereas this is what anybody at 924 Gilman would kill to sound like literally just fucking die to sound like this. And man, if you replace, like if you take out Kerplunk entirely and put this in its place, I think people
this could have easily.
I think people would think differently of Green Day. I think 924 Gilman would think differently of Green Day.
Agreed.
And I think they didn't do this album justice because of Dookie and how they left. So fuck them. This album's fantastic. This is a perfect album. That's
damn, holy shit. You don't do that. You rarely ever do that.
I don't really do that. I only do it on albums that deserve a perfect 3. But like honestly, this week has been extremely fun. And it was it didn't start off as fun, I should say. It started off horrible, starting from Revolution Radio and going backwards. Fuck me. But damn, I'd be hard pressed not to give my top 4 Green Day perfect scores, all 4 of them.
Yeah. Okay. I understand
that. I really would.
That's good though. I'm glad that you have a good head on your shoulders when it comes to Green Day. All right, so my final thoughts here, kind of going off what you were saying, this record actually, I mean, when you really kind of look at it, this record is more overproduced than Dookie, but songwriting wise, it has more of the punk, I guess, the punk elements, the punk feel to it than Dookie ever did. So it really rides that weird line. Like, I don't know. I don't know. It's really weird. This is like what, like production and mixing wise, this is what Dookie I think was going for, but they never actually reached this level. But then at this point also, they were so upset that Dookie failed within Gilman, within the 200 person venue, that they decided to make something heavier. But
it's like they were in their early 20s when this album came out too.
True. Yeah.
So they were like 21 when they wrote this album. So they're still emotionally underdeveloped as people. So I understand them taking it personal when their entire existence ostracizes them. So you know what I mean? It's
so. With that being said, you know, I love Insomniac, and I did get into this late. Like I said earlier in the episode, I got into Dookie, Nimrod, and a little bit of Kerplunk before I even heard Insomniac, outside of Brain Stew and Jaded, and yeah, I've loved this record ever since I heard it, and it's always kind of been in the 1 and 2 spot of my favorite Green Day records. It's never actually, now that I think about it, it's never dropped below the 2. It's just too fucking good.
But
it's way too fucking good. But what?
You sound like there's a but coming.
Oh, there's no but.
But I'm going to give it a 2.75. 2.8.
You know, everybody who listens to the pod knows
God,
that.
Here we go. So
that I don't do this often.
That's good.
That I don't do this often.
I'm glad.
But I'm going to have to give this a perfect 3.
Yeah,
I got to do
good.
it. I got to give it a perfect 3.
Yeah.
So you can't go wrong with it. And like you said, the top four Green Days, you know, Dookie, Insomniac, Nimrod, and Warning are all perfect records. All very different records, but all fucking perfect. Can't go wrong. Cannot go wrong with them.
I'd agree. God damn. What a route they had.
I know.
Oof.
All within from what 94 to 1990, so 5 years.
4
4 records
like
in 5
fucking
years.
CCR of the punk rock community over here.
Seriously.
Good Lord.
What the fuck? 4 records in 5 years. There you go. So thank you all for listening to the podcast. I got nothing else. Do you have anything else to say?
No, that's it. That's all.
Okay, so go to Apple Podcasts, rate, review, and subscribe. You know, social media is at Asinine Radio. We have a Discord. Let us know if you want the link. We'll get you added to that. And thank you all for listening. Stay tuned for the next episode because I think it's going to be a good one. I really do. I'm confident in that one. So, yeah, that's it. That's all. Trickle.
I don't like jelly beans.
You're
I don't
dumb,
eat jelly
dude.
beans.
Get
I don't
outta
fucking
here.
look at
Get out
jelly
of my
beans.
house.
I don't do anything with jelly beans. Trash.
That's
You
stupid.
like trash candy. You know nothing about candies because you're trash. So, well, we're like frightened turtles. You know.
I know.
Like
'Cause
we poke our
we've
heads
never-
out, and with any sign of danger, we go right back into our shells. That's it.
It's so stupid.
And then we sit here on our high horse and shit talk everybody we possibly can.
It's true. And we say so many dumb things outside of that, but we don't question anything
No,
else.
because it's all fact.
Except for that. Yeah.
Except our grammars, our syntax. Fucking stupid idiots.
We're the worst. We're the fucking worst.